I really don't like talking about racism here in Canada, but I really need to talk about what happened yesterday.
Let's talk about racism in Canada.
Good evening. Ronnie here. I'm back. Not feeling very well, but we have to push. So we did racism in Germany, a little bit of it. Now today we are going to do some from Canada. And generally these videos are for what's happening to black people in diaspora. So it might be Germany, it might be Canada, any other country. It might even be those happening within Africa. So there's this lady in Canada. She, uh, she she and her friends they went to a restaurant to get something to eat. Then the restaurant was being operated by a Canadian white person. So you see what happened is now they go to this place, they sit down. It was an empty place. You know, they took time. They were not served, eh? Because of their color. They sat there for a very very long time, and then this waiter comes and tells them that they need to move from there because there is a group that will come and sit there. It leaves me wondering, what are they people? Are they because of their color? Are they people? And then he tells them, no, this place is booked. There, some people are coming here. We need to move you to a different room. They are moved to a different room, and then the food that they are served is bad food. And then when they come back later they don't find the people that they were told they will come to that space they had gotten her earlier. Watch the video kindly.
I really don't like talking about racism here in Canada, but I really need to talk about what happened yesterday. So I was in a group of 7 different Africans and we went into a restaurant. I literally were 7 in number. And then we're asked to sit down, you know how they come in and tell you fully well that, hey, you're welcome, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden the girls just said, are you guys going to be here? Like we're seated amongst the white people. And the lady said, are you guys going to be here till 7? Because we have a guest of about 7 in number and they already budgeted to sit down here. So it's either you eat and leave before 7 or we move you into a different room. No problem. And so we just said, you know what, just to keep things simple, we just moved into that other room. And then we were there till like 7:30. And let me even pause a little bit. Like 10 minutes after we left, somebody else moved in. And like this was like 5:30 p.m. Somebody else moved into that seat and they sat down there waiting. And we finished at 7:30. We found out that the same people that took our space at 5:30 were still there. And I went to question the girl and I'm like, excuse me, why is it that these people are still here? Why are they still here? But you bumped us into another room. Is there a problem? Like, seriously? And she just said, no, not really. It's just that the other, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I knew she was lying. And guess what? The food was terrible. Very, very, very poor. I think they did that intentionally because we were the only Africans there. I don't know why this happens in Canada. They should stop. It's upsetting. Like, it's crazy. It's annoying. It's irritating. You guys should stop. Like, stop. The color of my skin, of our skin, is the same blood, red. So stop. Deal with the fact that we're blacks. And you know what? Black don't crack. Excuse me? The name of this place is Malt and Barley in Kitchener, Fisher Hallman. Like, you guys should get your acts together. You guys, I'm going to give you a terrible, terrible review. Seriously. I mean it.
You know, I believe Canada, you can do better than this. You can do better than this. Or is it because of your management of these hotels or what? Don't they like black people? What's going on? Because I don't understand. You go is it a hotel and you're told, are you really coming here to eat? Are you really going to sit there? I mean, what? What is that? Now, you know, this next video is of a lady from India, but the parents are from South Africa. So they'll call her black, definitely. So she can't, they are looking for a house with a friend, but because they are from a black origin, they cannot be given a place to stay. Like, what's happening? Hmm? Even if they had the, even if they had the ability to pay for those houses, because they couldn't get a house. Okay, what I believe is it because of do these people hate us, or okay, do these people hate us, or do they really just don't like being associated with Africans? Or are we taking your spaces? Just watch that video that's coming right now.
Let's talk about racism in Canada. Let's talk about racism in Canada. We live in Canada and it's supposed to be better than the US, and so we don't really talk about it that much. I want to share a thing I've been experiencing in the housing market, and I don't know if anyone else can relate. JJ and I are looking to get more space to grow into, hopefully. Here's the issue. For both applications, we were told that we had a really strong chance because our income is in the top 1% for Ontarians, and our credit scores were good. There's no significant debt, just all of the things you would want. The first one we didn't get because we were not the same race as the foreign investor who owns the property, and we were really bummed, but we kind of figured that this was a fluke and not a pattern. Today we learned that a second place that we applied for, we did not get. We were told up until just yesterday that we had the strongest application by the realtor handling the property, and we were feeling really good about it. Now, we don't have a reason, technically, but our realtor thinks that it may be for cultural reasons. Apparently, the owner asked a lot about our cultural backgrounds, and yeah, that's a reason to deny people, I guess. JJ's European. He's a white man from Austria. I don't think that he's dealt with race stuff quite so much. But the thing that's being unsaid when we talk about the cultural reasons and the cultural fit is that JJ is not the person that's being prejudiced against. My heritage is Indian, and I was born in South Africa, and it's been like 400 or 500 years since my family has actually been in India. We're quite far away from that, but I'm not going to lie and pretend I don't know the prejudice that goes on against Indians. Things about our food and our family structures and things like that are often ridiculed. Like, I'm not an idiot. I see all your jokes on the internet about Brampton. For me, this is a stark reminder that it doesn't matter how hard I work or how successful I am, how much money I make, or even how many centuries are between me and my heritage. What it comes down to is the color of my skin, and I can't outrun the prejudice. I simply can't. And I hope that the next home we apply for is our forever home.
This next video is of a lady who went to a hospital because of a swelling that was on her throat. Is it inside or outside? I don't know, but it was a swelling. So she was pregnant. She went to the doctor, and then to ask for a checkup. You know, when you notice something weird with your body, you go to the hospital because it might be something serious. Yes, so she goes to this hospital. She asks the doctor that, "Can you see this thing in my throat? There's a swelling." And you know, the white doctor tells her, "No, there's no problem. That's fine. You know, there's no problem. Yeah, you're okay." That, you know, she feels like there's something wrong with this thing. I'm not comfortable. Let me also do my own plans. Let me go. So she goes to another doctor who went to do an ultrasound for her, and then she tells her, "Hey, the doctor, can you see this thing for me? I need to check." Then the doctor goes ahead and tells her, "We need to check this." And then when they check out, they check this thing out, she realized it was a more serious issue. Now the lady is shocked, because the previous doctor told her that that thing is not serious, no, which means she didn't take her serious because of the color. No, she gets checked, she gets treated. No, she gets checked, and then later she tells the previous doctor that told her that she's okay with that, that it has been found out that the problem is more serious than she thought. So she gets angry, and like, why did you do this behind my back? And then again she goes to apologize, because yeah, she thought that is not something that's that serious. Now, these things keep me wondering again that, hey, Canadians, we are you have the same veins, the same blood here that's flowing through our veins, and I believe we can do better than that.
I have had a really weird relationship with doctors ever since I found a giant lump in my throat, and the doctor told me it was probably nothing, and it turns out it was something. Black women have a history of not being treated properly or equally at the doctor. People feel like Black women can take more pain than others, and for that reason their pain is not taken as seriously as their counterparts. When I found a very big lump in my throat, I did explain to the doctor, I was like, well, I have this lump in my throat, what do you think this could be? And she was like, it's probably nothing, don't worry about it. And I was 5 months pregnant. At the same time, had to go for this ultrasound around 5 months. You have to do this anatomy ultrasound between this time frame, and if you go too early, you can't do it. And so somehow I was scheduled too early for this anatomy scan for the baby. Here I am at the ultrasound. You can't do the baby's ultrasound, so I was like, hey, let's not waste this time. You just check this like giant lump in my throat. The ultrasound tech was like, did you tell your doctor about this? And I was like, she said it was probably nothing. She looked at it and she's like, okay, we're not allowed to do this, but I'm gonna do it. She does the full scan, sends it off to my doctor. My doctor calls me and she's like, I'm so glad we got this checked, because you need a biopsy, and she schedules it instantly. Then she calls me another day after it's all done, the biopsy's done and everything. She's like, hey, guess what? It turns out you have thyroid cancer. I'm so glad we caught this. And then I told her, I just wanted to let you know that that wasn't because you ordered it. It was because I did. She actually almost got offended that I did that behind her back, in a way. And she was like, you could have come to me again. I'm usually very generous when it comes to these types of tests. And I was like, hey, no offense, but I wasn't actually I wasn't doing this to you. Now I'm in this position of defending myself for doing it. I was trying to be efficient. Let's not waste this ultrasound appointment. I was 5 months pregnant with a huge thing coming out of my neck. It's like, why am I having 2 pregnancies? I have 2 balls growing on my... Anyway, I make light of this now because I've had so much time to process it. But at that time, I was like, I need help. She was really apologetic and she was really sad. And I could tell she was pretty mortified with herself. I'm totally okay with that, because that just means that she'll take what people say more seriously. People don't take Black pain seriously. I'm just having too many encounters like this, and it's just not okay. How much you have to trust yourself and you have to advocate for yourself. And if someone is not doing what you need or what you want, then go find a new someone.
So since you watched that video, I believe we have a next video about this. We are doing this to make others aware that there are problems associated with Black people. So we are more appreciated at home other than being appreciated outside. So we should come and develop Africa more than outside. Let's develop home. Anyway, make sure you subscribe. Remember to subscribe, like, and share the video. Bye.